Within you burns a flame. It may flicker, it may fade, it may seem small in the winds of the world, but it never dies unless you choose to abandon it. This flame is your essence, your will, your divine inheritance from the cosmos, the spark that once lit the stars and now lives inside you. Socrates called it the daimonion, the guiding voice, within, not loud, not forceful, but ever present, whispering the truth when all the noise of life grows too loud to hear. You know, this voice, it is the one that says rise again when you fall, the one that says you are more than what you feel, the one that reminds you who you are. Do not extinguish that flame by giving up your soul for comfort. Do not smother it with doubts or comparisons or the opinions of those who have lost sight of their own fire god. Feed it, protect it, for it is sacred. The world may try to distract you, to sell you illusions, to pull you into currents that lead nowhere. But if you sit quietly and breathe, if you listen beneath the surface of things, you will hear the flame calling you back to purpose, to virtue, to truth. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. And to choose excellence is to choose to feed that inner flame every day through the smallest acts of courage, kindness, integrity. You are not responsible for how others see you, only for how clearly you shine when you act from the flame within, when your thoughts, words, and deeds align with the highest in you. You become luminous, not in pride, but in peace. Life will test you. It must. The flame grows brighter through resistance. It is in the trial that the fire becomes a beacon in hardship. Your warmth is revealed in chaos. Your clarity emerges in darkness. Your light finds its greatest contrast. Heraclitus said, "The soul is a fire, and fire feeds on truth, not illusion, on purpose, not distraction, on struggle, not safety." The more you walk in honesty, the more the flame grows. The more you pursue what is right, the brighter you burn. You must not wait for the world to approve of your fire. It never will. The fire threatens the false. It reveals what has been hidden. It demands transformation. Not everyone wants that, but you are not here to please. You are here to ignite, and when your fire burns strong, you become a source of strength for others, not by saving them, but by reminding them of their own flame. Through your light, they remember theirs through your example. They believe, again, Plato said, the soul is like a chariot pulled by passion and reason. Both must be trained, or it is torn apart. Your fire must be guided by wisdom, or it will burn reckless and wild. But without fire, wisdom becomes cold, lifeless, merely knowledge, not power. Let your fire be fierce but focused. Let it warm and never consume. Let it guide and never blind. Let it serve the good and never the ego. And in that balance, you will find joy, not pleasure, not escape, but joy. The deep knowing that you are aligned with the cosmos, that you are living as you were made to live each day. You wake is a chance to choose again, to stoke the fire or smother it, to act from your highest self or your lowest fear, to live with meaning or to drift in shadows. You always have that power. You always will. So rise and breathe into the flame. Speak words that light the path for others. Do work that matters love with courage. Give without needing. Take without greed. Listen more than you speak. Serve something greater than yourself, because the fire within is not yours alone. It is the echo of every hero, every philosopher, every soul who ever dared to live with purpose, to speak the truth, to face the unknown with an open heart. You are not small. You are not powerless. You are not forgotten. You are a fire, and you are here to burn bright in the night of the world. Let nothing dim your flame. Not failure, not fear, not silence, not time. Your light is needed now more than ever. Your fire is the proof that spirit still lives, that wisdom still breathes, that courage is still possible. So keep going, keep burning, and let your life be a living torch that sets the world alight with hope. Discipline is not punishment. It is not the harsh voice of denial. It is the steady hand of the soul, guiding the body, the mind, the heart toward the higher good. Discipline is freedom, not restriction. It is clarity, not limitation. It is the training of the self to rise above impulse and to dwell in purpose. The ancients knew this. Heraclitus said, character is destiny. And what is character but disciplined choice, shaped day by day, moment by moment, forged in the fire of difficulty and refined in the quiet of contemplation? To live without discipline is to be a slave, not to others, but to your own passions, your own fears, your own whims. To live with discipline is to become your own master, not in arrogance, but in humility, because you know what must be done, and you do it, even when it is hard, especially when it is hard. Epictetus taught, we must train ourselves like athletes in the gymnasium, not of the body, but of the soul. We must not merely read the words, we must practice them. We must embody them in action. We must rehearse in the small things, the kind word, the silent endurance, the moment of patience, so that when the great trials come, we are ready. Discipline is the art of choosing what matters most over what feels good. Now, it is the patience to wait, the strength to persist, the wisdom to say no, not because you hate life, but because you love it too much to waste it. Plato taught that the soul has three parts, reason, spirit, and appetite, and the just man is he whose reason rules with wisdom, whose spirit obeys with courage, and whose appetite is guided with temperance. Discipline is the harmony of these parts. It is the soul becoming a symphony rather than a battlefield. There will be days when you are tired, days when you do not feel like rising, days when the path seems too steep, too long, too empty. But these are the sacred days, the days when discipline shines, not as pressure, but as presence, not as burden, but as blessing. You rise, not because it is easy, but because it is right. You keep going, not because the reward is near, but because you are becoming someone who no longer depends on reward to do what is right. This is the transformation of the soul, from seeker to sage, from wanderer to warrior, from child to creator. What is the goal of discipline? It is not control over others. It is not perfection. It is inner peace. It is the strength to meet the world as it is and not be shaken by it. It is the silence that speaks louder than chaos. It is the stillness that moves mountains. When you live with discipline, you eat with purpose, you speak with intention, you think with clarity, you act with virtue, you become trustworthy, not just to others, but to yourself. And there is no greater power than being able to trust yourself in every storm. Socrates did not fear death because he had mastered life, not in possessions, not in comfort, but in the soul. He knew who he was, and that knowing came from a lifetime of examined living, from choosing truth over convenience, wisdom over opinion, virtue over applause. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be real, and realness requires discipline. It is easy to pretend, easy to drift, easy to follow, but to stand alone, to choose the narrow road, to train your mind, to guard your heart, to command your hands, to serve something greater than yourself. This is the high path, and when you walk it, you inspire, not with your words, but with your way, with your presence. With your example, the disciplined soul is like a calm flame. It warms it, lights it, burns away illusion. It reveals the gold within discipline is not a cage. It is the path to wings. It is what allows you to rise, not by fleeing the world, but by standing fully within it, grounded, strong, radiant. You may fall, and you will, but discipline helps you rise again, not with shame, but with resolve. It teaches you that failure is not final, that mistakes are not who you are. They are lessons, and your job is not to be flawless, but to be faithful to the journey. Each morning is a new chance to begin again, to renew your vow to yourself, to walk in the light, to speak with love, to act with courage, to think with clarity, to live with discipline. And in doing so, you become the architect of your soul, the sculptor of your destiny, the living embodiment of ancient wisdom, made real in this very moment. So breathe steady, stand tall, act with intention. And remember, you were not born to drift. You were born to direct. You were not made to be ruled by fleeting things. You were shaped to rise with the eternal. Be disciplined, not to impress, but to become who you were always meant to be. If you felt inspired by our journey through the Hellenic horizons, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.